Gamers, fevers, lurkers, grab your snacks. The underdog, the legend in his own mind. Jaybeazt, dropping memes and bringing heat. Jaybeazt, stream is starting, pull up a seat. Breaking news, trailers dropped. I react and maybe sound a bit shocked. New game hype, I got the tea. Call of Duty, Battlefield, come watch me. Not a big shot, just starting out. But I'll hype your chat and hype my clout. My aim's kinda bad, my joke's kinda worse. But at least I never stream with rehearse. Jaybeazt, underdog with gamer streak. Jaybeazt, laughs, reacts, chaos you seek. Warning. Jaybeazt, you may mispronounce your favorite game. Please remain calm. Chat's alive, memes flying fast. I may fail, but it's always a blast. Subscriber hype, not just some friends. But the fun and chaos never ends. Reacting, chatting, sometimes I play. Even if I die in the first 5 minutes. Hey! New game breakdown, I'll nerd out loud. Making jokes, looking goofy, maybe proud. Jaybeazt, underdog, but bringing fire. Jaybeazt, love by beats, memes and satire. Who's in chat? Beast back. What's the game? Total snack. Level up? Maybe not yet. But we laugh, we hype, you won't forget. Achievements, sure, but I miss a lot. Glitches, bugs, rage quits I've caught. But while the pros are flexing loot, I'm here, underdog with style and cute. Streaming news, trailers, reactions too. Sometimes I even know what I'm doing. Kinda true. Chat laughs, memes fly, and everyone's hyped. Welcome to Jaybeazt, the underdog is live tonight. Jaybeazt, underdog, chaotic streak. Jaybeazt, gaming news, laughs you seek. Not a pro but never weak. Caution, Jaybeazt may mispronounce your famous pronounce his game or make you laugh uncontrollably. Stream starting now. Fifth out.
What's up, fam? Welcome to the Wednesday stream. Here we are in the middle of the week, and you hopefully had a great day and cuddling up in a couch somewhere and getting ready to stream. Watch the stream. But if not, that's okay too. You can watch this later. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of news that I want to talk about today, which is going to be fun. We're going to have some fun talking about some of these gaming related stories. And yeah, I don't have a I don't have a big update to give, but there's a whole lot of stuff happening with Borderlands 4, which is always fun to talk about. Randy Pitchford's having a time of his life responding to people's comments and calling out, people calling out on performance issues on Borderlands 4, which is, fair. Borderlands is a fantastic game. I think I haven't played it. Full disclosure, I haven't yet played it. I just haven't had the time yet. But I've seen some gameplay online and it looks fantastic. And people who've been playing it haven't had anything much negative to say. But despite all that, there are a lot of, performance issues associated with the game, and people are calling out for it. It's purely optimized for the PC and consoles, and rightfully people are calling out on that. But Randy Pitchford, who's the CEO of Gearbox, who made the game, literally taking offense and just basically throwing a tantrum on social media, which is so funny to see. We'll get to that in a minute. But there's also Assassin's Creed Black Flag new information, yummy. We're gonna get into that as well. So if you know me, anything Assassin's Creed, man, give me that all day. Just having my coffee. Don't mind me. Central Park. But yes, new Assassin's Creed Black Flag information. For those who don't know, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is the pirate version of the Assassin's Creed game. I mean, it's one of the Assassin's Creed games in the franchise, in the series, but it's set in the Caribbean, and you essentially play as a pirate assassin, which is cool. And I would argue that it's one of the best entries in the series. It's getting a remake. It's getting a remake. At this point, it's like over a decade old, I think. When did it come? Assassin's Creed Black Flag release date 2013. Yeah, so yeah, over a decade old. So 13 years old. So I think, yeah, I think it's about time they did make a remake of this, but this is none of this is actually confirmed, but it's kind of become a very famous secret in the industry that it is coming, although Ubisoft has not confirmed none of these yet. But I would suspect that eventually they will drop the ball on this, and maybe even shadow drop it in an award show or something. I don't know, which would probably be the best way to go about doing it. I reckon, but I think yeah, we can expect some details soon. But none of these stuff that I'm gonna be talking about today is confirmed. But if you tune into my Discord, I've actually dropped a link to all this stuff as well. What's up, Jaybeazt? Thanks for the follow. Nice. Anyway, as I was saying, we're gonna get into all those details in a minute, which I'm really excited to talk about. So let's get into that. But also, I have some Battlefield news. I mean, I'll always have Battlefield news, so we'll get to that as well. Last stream on Monday, I was gonna talk about a few games, but I couldn't. But we will be covering some of that as well, because there are some stuff about Xbox Game Pass hurting devs. We have talked about this a lot, but we will also talk about it today. Also, there's a fun little article about Kojima being a mad genius, so I would like to talk about that as well. What else have we got? We got oh, there's a cool little video that popped up on IGN about Mario, which I really thought was cool, so we'll check that out as well. And there's a game that I want to bring your attention to today, which is coming from a very unlikely place. So I will talk all of that in a minute. So let's get to it. Before we begin with any of the Assassin's Creed stuff, I want to talk about GTA 6, GTA 6 had, I mean, we already know GTA 6 is like probably the most hyped game in the gaming world right now. I think GTA 6 is not only most hyped, but like it's the most anticipated of all time, I reckon. And if the figures that we have seen are true, it's probably the most expensive game ever made, like $200 billion. Like that's freaking insane, dude, right? So I'm really I do have high expectations on the game, and I think so does a lot of people. I think a lot of people want to see the game does really well, and people who are GTA fans already, who've been playing GTA 5 forever, like literally like three console generations across. Like GTA 5 released on PS3 and all of PS4 we didn't get a GTA, and now we are well and truly past the mid cycle of PS5, and now we're getting GTA 6, right? So it's been a while. It's been a very long while, over a decade. So I think everyone has a lot of high expectations, especially after what we have seen from Red Dead Redemption 2, which is, I mean, it's a fantastic game. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a fantastic game. Tell me otherwise, prove me wrong, because that game, I think when it comes to the gameplay and like the animations and stuff like that, I do remember a lot of people had issues with how like how slow it felt. Like, you know, even if you just killed an animal and like you're trying to um like skin it and whatever, it was actually doing the animation of like getting off the horse, walking over, and then bending and just taking out your knife and like literally skinning the animal you just hunted. And it's cool. It's very cool. And it was same was true with every single action you do take in the game. It's very detailed. Like everything is very well thought out. Even not just like the basic stuff, like, you know, climbing the stairs or whatever, which will have a slightly different animation. No, no, no. I'm talking about like literally the difference between just walking in the water, just like on a puddle versus on a in the river or something. Like it's just so many little nuance animations that makes the game feel alive, as like you play Arthur Morgan as a character and you feel like that character's alive. It's amazing. And not just the character, like the world itself, everything else that NPCs do. They actually have like day night cycles to their lives, and they actually go through a day. So it was that nuance. That game was so detailed, and it was amazing how much detail they managed to put into that game. It was running at 30 frames a second in last console generation, and it still does. It still hasn't received a 60 FPS patch on even PS5, because, you know, Rockstar famously don't want to mess with it. But after having played that game, people have very high expectations for GTA 6, which they expect to be even more detailed and even more nuanced and more complicated than what we got with Red Dead Redemption 2. So the expectations are high, and it does look like Rockstar also thinks that about the game itself too. So this is kind of it's a bit of a funny article, you know. Don't take it seriously, obviously, but I came across this because it was posted on Game Brand, and this is a little funny. Let's read on so you know what I'm talking about. It says Rockstar expects Grand Theft Auto 6 to mark the largest launch in the video game industry history. The company mentioned as much as part of its recent efforts to expand parts of its team in the lead up to the GTA 6 debut. So essentially, this is coming from a job listing. So, um, so a job listing was posted to, you know, a site. Let's read on so you know what it is. But the gist of it is, uh, the wording itself to describe what they're signing up for is a dead giveaway as to what Rockstar's own expectations are for Grand Theft Auto 6. So it says GTA 6 currently has a May 26 release date, currently attached to it. Since announcing it in 2033, can you see? There you go. In 2033, Rockstar has shared two trailers, each focused on one of the playable protagonists. Ugh, I can't read. Alongside character vignettes and location snapshots that expand on the game's cast and setting. Alright, Rockstar expects. Blah, blah. Much like the first GTA 6 trailer made YouTube history, Rockstar expects the game itself to set some records of its own. I mean, it is a fair expectation at this point. I don't want to say no because of like how big this has gotten, almost too big for its own good. But this is where we are now. In a posting for a lead software engineer at its Manhattan office, the company framed GTA 6 as the largest game launch in history. Yeah, largest game launch in history. Let that sink in for a second. Okay? Yeah. So, give me a second. Yeah. So, yeah. And the gamer reports. Okay, that's a striking bit of language to surface on an official career page, underscoring the developer's confidence in the upcoming title. Yeah, it is. It really is. Largest could refer to several yardsticks, including revenue, unit sales, total playing hours, or a combination thereof. Regardless, the bar is exceptionally high, highlighted by publisher Take-Two Interactive previously confirming that GTA 5 generated 1 billion in its first 3 days on the market. Even if GTA 6 manages to outperform this figure, its predecessor holds some records that will be much more difficult to break. It's true. Between multiple releases and over decades worth of distance. Specifically, GTA 5 became the most successful piece of entertainment ever made in 2018 with 6 billion in estimated revenue. Over the next 7 years, it's added another 4 billion to that figure. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. While Rockstar has so far made limited efforts to market GTA 6 since its announcements, I don't think the game needs any marketing. Everyone's tuned in. I mean, the game itself has become a piece of marketing for many other players in the industry. So I don't think it needs any marketing, dude. Like if you go to like just go to any social media post out there, just any, right? You go see the first comment and it'll be like, "Oh, we got this before GTA 6." Like, it's already out there. It's everyone's talking about it. Everyone's just waiting for this game to drop. So I don't think it needs any more marketing than it already has. I think just another trailer with gameplay and then the deep dive, that will be enough just so people know what they get buying. But marketing, jeez, no. I don't think it doesn't need any marketing. Anyway, the company's recent hiring activity suggests a full-scale global campaign is likely to launch once it's confident about meeting its latest release date. Based on the developer's track record, that turning point will most likely coincide with the start of pre-orders. On that note, still there's no word on how much the game will cost, though it's likely to be offered in multiple editions at launch. Rockstar's lofty expectations look even more ambitious in light of the fact that GTA 6 will be skipping PC at launch, which is very. But I totally get it. But I'll get to that in a minute. While the game is widely expected to eventually arrive in PC, the developer is currently focused on the console versions and has yet to confirm any plans beyond that. Based on Rockstar's track record, and assuming no further delays, a mid-2026 console launch could be followed by GTA 6 PC release in late 2027 or early 2028. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair expectation to have in terms of what we're getting. I think from Rockstar, if any of the historical events to go by, fair expectation to have, I think. But as I said, the fact that this is releasing on consoles first and not on PC, I know a lot of the PC players have a lot of issues with this, right? And rightfully so. I totally get it. I'm a PC player too. I have currently converted back into a PC player after being a console player for a while, and I totally get it. I want to play on PC, but the fact that it's not coming out on PC for another year or two, very frustrating. Having said that, I think it's about quality assurance, and as we have been talking about GTA 6, if GTA 6 is, you know, as long as hyped and as big as it is, you will want to make sure that it is working properly, that it's got minimum amount of bugs at launch, if not if possible no bugs, but that's probably not going to happen. We're obviously going to run into some bugs, and also that it's going to have a smooth rollout without any issues, like especially with multiplayer as well, right? So you would want to make sure that everything is working in working order when it launches, because it's so big and everyone's tuning in for it. How do we do that when you have several different, I mean, making a game for consoles is already like a big issue, right? Because you have PS5 and Xbox Series X. Nintendo, we're not gonna get into Nintendo. Nintendo is not part of this, but you also have Xbox Series S, which is basically like a Xbox One, you know. Um, so the bar is very low to make this game work on current gen hardware. So you have to make sure that it is absolutely getting it right on the consoles. But if you put PC into the mix, it's gonna drive that process so much complicated, like to be so much complicated, because PC is not like one set of hardware. Everyone's PC is totally different. So you have to make sure that your the specs are actually matching and everything's like in working order for every single PC, which is not a easy thing to do. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pool, for 5 Rage R. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Thank you so much for that comment. I really appreciate it. So yeah, as I was saying, I yeah, so PC, right? So if you mix PC into the mix of like the the hardware that you have to make the game ready for, it's gonna make it 10, not even 10, like 50 times harder to get it out in time, and also make sure that it is also working properly. It's just not gonna happen for a game this big. GTA 6 is way too big, dude, and that's why I think Rockstar made the call to make sure that they focus on consoles first, so they can make sure that they get it right. Because you just have to worry about one set of hardware. Everyone has the same console anywhere in the world, right? You take any PS5, it's the same thing. So it's much easier to plan for that compared to a PC. I'm sure they're already working on the PC, but it's gonna have issues at launch. So they are focusing on getting this out for consoles, especially with multiplayer involved, which will obviously have like, you know, you have there are questions about security and safety and all that. So you have to account to that as well. How do you make sure that you give enough attention to the game at launch? Is making sure that you focus on consoles first, which is much easier to do than PC, because PC, even involving multiplayer, you have so many issues. Like you have to account to cheaters a lot more. You have to accommodate to the modding community a lot more, which might not be ready at launch, right? So I think it's a fair call that they're making to make sure that it's a smooth rollout for PS5 and Xbox, and then after they have tackled it and it's that audience is settled, that player base is settled, then you can release it on PC, and the version you get on PC will be much more superior, right? Because then they would have feedback and the learnings from the launch from the console, and improve the game further and release a better, more improved version for PC, which is what they have done in the past, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. But given the size of the game, I think it's fair to expect it's going to take a lot longer this time than what's taken in the past. So yeah, late 2027, early 2028 is probably when we'll get our hands on a PC version of GTA 6, I would say. So it is what it is, dude, but it makes sense. But anyway, I went on a tangent. But this whole situation with GTA's own expectations about their own game, it's very interesting, I thought, because yeah, while it is probably the biggest game released on any platform in the gaming history, it is also interesting that Rockstar also kind of knows this and kind of blowing their own horn a little bit with this one. I think it's interesting because it tells me how confident they are with the game, which gives me hope, I guess. But you'll never know until you actually get your hands on the game and actually play it. Because just because they had a good success with GTA 5, it's very hard to say that you can replicate the success over, in the other games that come to GTA 6. Because if you remember, Red Dead Redemption 1 was a huge success. So was RDR 2, but they were hoping, just like GTA 5 multiplayer, where RDR Online would work the same way, but it was a total flop. Nobody gave a shit. They eventually fixed a lot of stuff, but it's a little too late now. So um, the same can happen with GTA 6, man. Who knows? Just never know. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm hopeful though. Let me know in the comments, or if you're tuning into the chat. Let me know what you guys think, because yeah, talking about GT is always interesting. uh, anyways, that's GTA for you. So, yeah, man, GTA. All right, let's talk about let's talk about Randy Pitchford, because this dude is making the headlines everywhere, man. Everyone's kind of hating on the guy for all the comments he's making, and I can't say uh, I can't say I don't understand, because like it kind of makes sense as to why everyone's hating on the dude, because like
for just
oops, sorry, he's kind of being an ass on the internet. A lot of people are calling out, like I said at the start of the stream, a lot of people are calling out the performance issues that people are having, and I'm just looking at this tweet. Sorry, I'll get to that. So Borderlands 4, for those who has no idea what I'm talking about, Borderlands 4 released, and it's a fantastic game. However, it's got a lot of issues, performance issues. I haven't played the game, just full disclosure. So this is coming from what I have seen online. I haven't played the game yet. I plan to, but looking at Randy's rants on online and being silly, it's just that it isn't helping. It really isn't helping the case. So the game is fantastic, apparently, for according to people who are playing the game, but it's got a lot of performance issues and it's very poorly optimized for especially mid-tier PCs. So people are, I mean, if you have a high-end PC, you're gonna run it fine. But a lot of people, most players on PC would have mid-tier PC, right? So there are such thing called lowest PC recs, and those low PC recs are not that low. They're pretty high. So people have an issue with um, people have an issue with this whole poor optimization coming from a trip. Basically, at this point, it's a AAA game, Borderlands 4. So Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, has been responding to some of these comments on social media in a very interesting way. Bro is a bit of a troll. I mean, not a troll. He's a lol cow. I think that's the term. Lol cow is, how do I explain it? Lol cow. Oh, yeah. Okay, so a lolcow is a person or a group of people laughed at for actions that they take, despite not trying to be funny. They may try to take themselves seriously, but are often milked for laughs with or without their knowledge. So that's a lolcow. So he is a bit of a lolcow, kind of like Trump. I might get flagged for saying this, but yeah, kind of like him. So he's commenting on pretty much everything negative that people are saying. I mean, rightfully, some of these are like fair calls, but on X, he's just going at people, just calling out the performance issues and stuff. So I thought I'll talk about this a little bit. Here we go. You got this guy saying, "Oh, just an idea how to make your game look without real and AI upscale." Oh, wait. No, that's yeah. And then to that, he just ranted. He just said, if you have a DLSS option, use it. Especially if you're trying to run at resolutions higher than 1080p. This is a campaign game. You are not competing in a high stakes as esports here. The input latency is so insanely negligible. I would be that less than okay. 0.1% of the population could reliably detect it without tools in a blind test. Okay, blah blah. Another one, I play with volumetric fog turned off. I like the perf boost I get there, and I personally don't think volumetric fog adds enough to be worth it. Some folks on the team think it's super important for visuals and in a few scenes, but it's not worth the trade-off for me. If you're running Windows 10, try enabling hardware scheduling using your graphics driver setting. Windows 10 users get an immediate 25 to 50% FPS boost. So yeah, so he goes on about like what he needs to do, but there was comment about like essentially I can't find it right away, but in these articles, he's saying to code your own engine, which is like really funny. Oh, here you go. So what are you saying? Yeah, and then like touched a nerve, Randy, and then to that he responded, going, "Code your own engine and show us how it's done, please. We will be your customer when you pull it off. The people doing it now are clearly dumb and don't know what they're doing, and all the support and recommendations and code and architecture from the world's greatest hardware companies and tech companies working with the world's greatest real-time graphic engine coders don't know what you seem to know." Sarcasm. So, um, yeah, dude, it's it's crazy. It's crazy that the dude just went off the rails with there for a bit. When you're where if it was somebody else, it would have been fine. But you're a public figure. At some point, when you're a public figure, you just gotta like take it easy, like take a chill pill and like put the phone down, you know, and like go away. Just stop responding to people on the internet to every single thing they say because it's just not gonna work out really well for you. And like I get it. I get where he's coming from. He's like, oh yeah, like we got the best studio, we got all the great people working on it. He's basically like, praising his team, which is fine, which is totally fine, but it still doesn't address the fact that people do have optimization issues on their PC from a AAA game like this. It's a fair expectation for most people to have, and yet he's very offended by it. So um, yeah, he's got a bit of a larger than life ego going on, and doesn't seem to understand that most people can't afford high-end PCs. And there was another tweet from him somewhere. He was saying like this is a premium game for premium gamers or some shit like that. It was like, honestly, I don't think comments like that really helped boost the sales of this game. It just really doesn't, because while the game is fantastic, if you just become like a really hateful figure who's attached to the game, people just not gonna give a shit about it anymore. You can easily turn away from it. And like you're there to encourage people to try it, sure, But just saying like, oh yeah, code your own engine. This is a premium game for premium gamers. So you're turning away like half the gamers who are buying your game, giving you money to try your game on a PC they can afford. So you're saying, oh, you know what? This is only for people who's got high end PCs. If you have a mid tier or like a low specs PC, don't even worry about it. Just give us a refund. Like get a refund. Don't play the game. That's such an arrogant way to deal with the situation. And honestly, as fantastic as the game may have been, like it I don't think the game should be as demanding on the graphic GPU as it is, because I mean, if you've seen the gameplay, like it's a pretty game, but it shouldn't be as graphic heavy as, or like GPU demanding on the GPU as it should be, because it just isn't. That could only mean that it's just not optimized well, So you just have to acknowledge it and do something about it, and I think that would have been the best way to go about doing it. But instead we got this dude just going off at people and just basically being offended. So yeah, that's what that's very annoying. That's very annoying. I don't think that's the correct way to do it. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help you, Randy. It's not going to help the game overall. And even if not everybody bought the game, and people who are thinking of buying the game, like me, and I'm here now, I'm here thinking, should I even just like support this dude? This dude's an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of have to. I mean, purely my opinion. Please, don't hate me for this, but like I'm just saying, you just have to be nice to people. You can't just be like going off at people just because they have an opinion, right? So everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it doesn't mean you can be a shit person to another person. You just can't. So that's all I'm saying. That's really all I'm saying. Anywho, do you have some Black Flag updates to give you? Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's do Black Flag. Oh, sorry. Oh shit, that was very loud. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, just put some music in the background just so you know, like why not? So, oh yeah, so let's get into Battlefield news, because I have some Battlefield news to share with you all, which I think is, well, it's not like super like exciting or anything, but it's about Battle Royale, which is basically like the Fortnite mode, you know, like the Warzone mode for those who got no idea what that is. Which is coming, which is apparently coming in October 28th, which that is about 2 months later, 2 months after the full game, the base game release. So Battlefield 6 new Battle Royale game mode is reportedly targeting on. Can you see? Ooh, this is what the hell? There you go. Ah, there you go. I was wondering what the hell was happening. There you go. So essentially, it's saying Battlefield 6 New Royale game mode is reportedly targeting on October 28, 2025. Release date, according to a new rumor. That's according to Modern Warzone, who has previously leaked details for games such as Call of Duty and Battlefield. According to the account, Battlefield 6 Battle Royale is currently planned to launch on October 28th, 18 days after the launch of the game. 18 days after the launch of the game? Is that correct? Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, hang on. We are already in September. It's coming October 10th. My bad. I said 2 months before for some reason. I'm having a brain something. Anyway, as mentioned, this date is currently subject to change due to the game being presently undergoing playtesting in Battlefield Labs. However, at face value, launching so close to Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is an interesting choice. Okay, yeah, it is. Although, take it with a grain of salt. This is not like confirmed. This is a rumor at this point. It's this dude, Modern Warzone, who's saying that. Um, he has been pretty legit in the past, not gonna lie, but I don't know, like, because it's not confirmed yet. You don't really know. Um, he's gonna, like, if there's like any truth to this, but he's there, it's just there. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, even if it, I keep opening this. Even if it does release close to Black Ops 7, I just don't think it's gonna matter at this point. I mean, brutally honest. Um, I think people have already made up their mind about what they're gonna play at this point. I just don't think when it comes to Battlefield or Black Ops, Call of Duty, for that matter, like there's gonna be an issue with, oh my god, like people being confused and people not playing the game because it's releasing too close to it. I just don't think it's gonna matter in the long run. People have made up their minds, and people will continue to make up their minds after launch of both games, and they're gonna stick to one. I think very rarely people are gonna be just switching back and forth between the two. It just doesn't happen. Like, yeah, there are some people who play both, but usually you just stick to one, and that's where all your mates gonna be, and that's where you're gonna play, right? So that's what's gonna happen, I think. But I don't think it's gonna be an issue. As of the time of writing, Battlefield 6 is currently scheduled to release on October 10th, 2025, with, if the rumors are true, its Battle Royale game mode by Ripple Effect launching just 18 days later. That date makes sense if they want to launch Season 1 of the content with the new mode, but it is massive risk for EA to take because of Call of Duty, which launches only a few weeks later on November 14th. That means if the Battle Royale isn't good, or it's buggy, or not full of content, a lot of players' base would move over to Call of Duty when it releases. It's true. It is true. There is a risk there. But I think from what I have seen, like even the interviews and everything, they're taking a pretty different approach to what Call of Duty is doing. And I know people like to have this war between Call of Duty and Battlefield, and it's fun to talk about. But at the end of the day, Call of Duty is now doing something very different to what Battlefield's trying to do. They've gone two different directions, and I just think you just have to, like, just be like, okay, accept that this is what's happening and just go with it. I think that's the way to do it. Anyway, we'll see how it happens. The better choice, in my humble opinion, would be to release Battle 6's Battle Royale after Call of Duty, even if it means at the beginning of December. Release before Call of Duty by a matter of weeks could see the mode see the same fate as Titanfall 2, which notoriously failed to meet EA's expectations, mostly in part because it released alongside Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I guess like Battlefield Battle Royale mode is a little bit of a different story to Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6, everyone I think is going to be jumping on that when it comes, because it's a different offering. But you got the Battle Royale version, which is the free version that's dropping. It could go either way. I personally am not interested in Battle Royale, to be honest. It's just not my thing. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play Warzone. just not my thing. I have played Call of Duty, the base multiplayer. I really enjoy that. Not so much as of late, but Modern Warfare reboot was really good. Um, Even Modern Warfare 2 was okay, but then Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, and now we got Black Ops 7. It's kind of gone downhill again one more time, and I'm excited to play Battlefield 6, the base game, the base multiplayer, which is what I'm gonna stick with. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you gonna be playing this summer in Australia, or holidays for everybody else out there in the world. Um, yeah, so that's how it's gonna go for me. Mm, okay. Oh shit. Sorry. What should we do? Oh, sorry. What should we do now? Oh, um, well, before we get into get to the next bit of news, um, I am actually, you know how I said I'm gonna be making a video. If you tune into my Discord, you know, um, about how it's been for the past 3 months. For those who has no idea, I it's only been 3 months for me since I started, my YouTube channel, which is a gaming channel, and I only recently started streaming, and that's why if you're tuning in, if you're lurking, I've got no one watching me, but here I am. I'm showing up every Monday and Wednesday and Saturday. I'm having fun with it. So just been 3 months. I just hit 3 months, and I'm making a video about it because I want to share my insights and what I learned, what I did wrong, you know, what I plan to do, and all that. So I'm hoping to get that ready and drop it tomorrow, if not on Friday. So look forward to that. Really excited to share some of that stuff with you. What else? Yeah, I also want to talk about Assassin's Creed Black Flag more, which is we've got a whole dump of information. I think I would probably leave that for a separate video. So I'm gonna work on that. I've been working on that actually. So I'll I'll drop that tomorrow as an impressions video first, or react video. So you get to see that tomorrow. So tune into that, please. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, let's move on to what we're gonna talk about. Hang on. God, I got so many stuff open. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is this little video that I came across, which is well, it's a very long it's a very long video, so we might like skip through and watch it, and not probably not the whole thing, but it's about the discussing whether or not the Game Pass is hurting developers, right? And I thought that's a very interesting conversation to talk about, topic to talk about, and this would be an interesting conversation to listen to. So let's do that.
Next up this week, Game Pass. It's coming under fire again, and this time the call is coming from inside the house. At least, sort of. It's from former occupants of the house who've since moved out. But
Okay.
there's a few quotes this week.
It's very loud.
Hot on the heels of former Bethesda executive Pete Hines questioning Game Pass as a business strategy in an interview he did this past week, and I think his first one since he retired a couple years ago. Another former Microsoft executive has backed Pete's comments, insisting Microsoft's subscription service creates, quote, weird inner tensions. So this past week, Pete Hines, who was the VP of...
I just realized that I haven't switched the screens for you guys. I'm so sorry. There you go. We're back.
Marketing and comms at Bethesda. He said gaming subscription services like Game Pass, quote, are worth jack shit if the game developers who create content for them are not properly supported. Boy, could I not agree more with taking care of creators, for sure. He says, subscriptions have become the new four-letter word, right? You can't buy a product anymore. When you talk about a subscription that relies on content, if you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and the people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is worth jack shit, then you have a real problem, end quote. And then, over on LinkedIn, former PlayStation executive Sean Layden expressed support for Hines' comment, saying it, quote, hits this nail right on the head. He says, the question is not, is the service profitable for the platform? He added, is it healthy and helpful for the developer is what we need to ask, end quote. Layden's comment prompted a comment from former Xbox Game Studios Vice President Shannon Loftus, who provided some insight that benefits from coming from a former Microsoft employee. So Loftus, who retired from Microsoft in 2022 after 29 years at the company, served as a manager on several Xbox projects, including Fable, Viva Pinata, Banjo-Kazooie, and Age of Empires. She said, quote, as a longtime first-party Xbox developer, I can attest that Pete is correct. While Game Pass can claim a few victories with games that otherwise would have sunk beneath the waves, the majority of game adoption on Game Pass comes at the expense of retail revenue, unless the game is engineered from the ground up for post-release monetization. I could, and may someday, write pages on the weird inner tensions this creates, end quote. So, quite the little industry conversation there. Michael, your thoughts?
You know, it's funny for us to have these conversations because it feels like from the outside looking in, we're not privy to a lot of the information about the business and how money is distributed. But someone like Pete Hines definitely is. And for him to come out and say something so boldly is like, oh, like we should probably pay attention to that and not just take his word for it, but account for it when we think about how Game Pass defines success and how developers themselves define success within Game Pass. I know that, you know, we've heard stories about how certain games, smaller size games, wouldn't have been possible without being part of Game Pass and finding an audience there. I know like Fallout 76 got a second win through Game Pass, and something like Pentiment is been made possible by Game Pass, or at least on account of what Josh Sawyer said in the past. But as a streaming service, on like when you account for it as a streaming service, it has to be sustainable. And when you're cutting business deals left and right, people get lost in some people get left out when others win, and I think that that's just like the nature of a subscription-based service.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons, something like Spotify finds success because the way they exploit artists. Obviously, I wish it wasn't that way, of course, but I think that I don't want to say like an even playing field where everybody gets basically nothing, but there isn't necessarily like the way they tier who gets what from number of streams. Of course, Spotify cuts deals for podcasts, of course, and that's like a separate thing that tends to be a public sort of deal. But with Game Pass being a subscription model, like, again, they're talking about, is this sustainable for developers to keep feeding into it? Because it also has to do with customer expectations, where if you subscribe to something, you expect new things to keep coming into it. Otherwise, why would you subscribe? And of course, with music, it's a little different because artists are going to be making music all the time. But with games, it's just like, it's such a different beast. And the way the internal studios can pump these things out is like a really kind of a shitty way to put it as well. It's just such a wild dynamic to handle. And for a high level executive to look at it and be like, hey, it may have been like great at some point, but this is not sustainable and people are going to get lost in the process. And like, we have already seen this in some form with layoffs across Microsoft. Like it hasn't been like the golden parachute, or it hasn't been like the catch-all solution to sustaining development. And if anything, it kind of, as much as
That's true.
gamers can enjoy something like a Game Pass, there are things in which it needs to figure out as a business to keep existing in a way that makes sense for both the people who make the games and Xbox as a business.
Kai, you've been on multiple sides of the industry as content creation / media, also on the dev side. What do you make of Game Pass, these comments from Pete Hines and Sean Layden and Shannon Loftus?
I mean, I take Pete and Shannon's word because they've been in the trenches alongside folks like Sean, who have been doing it when he was working at PlayStation on the PlayStation side. I think especially Sean's really interesting because, and I don't know Shannon's full scope of work, right? Like I know what she was tasked to do, but I know Sean was basically like a head biz dev layer of that part of the company in some of the forms of fashions of what he worked. Pete has always been a straight shooter. We've had many conversations with him over the years. Every time I've talked to him personally, he's always been fantastic and amazing to be able to like get the real skinny on where things are kind of at. So when he's saying things like this, it does raise my eyebrows a little bit more to be able to say, like you said, Michael, but those conversations have some more merit and worth as opposed to the usual folks that we see just talking about stuff on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What comes across to me when you see these discussions happen is a bunch of different versions of talking points where, one, I think what we're seeing in these discussions is that Game Pass is not the one size fits all solution for every developer.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that was the thing that if you were paying attention to the space that you would have already been able to have pulled down and been like, well, yeah, if you're making a much smaller game as an indie studio and you're looking for visibility as your first title out of the gate and you need financial stability, Game Pass could be a potential avenue for that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a much larger organization and you had a couple of games in the hopper and games that have already come out, that may be a very different discussion for you in the way that you then look at how you want to approach the publishing deal that you're going into. What I do understand from having conversations and having some of the small discussions, because I've never been in a biz dev role, I've never signed a deal in those ways, is that no one at this point is finding surprises in the way that these contracts are being built, unless you were new, right? If you're young, if you're new to the space, that may be a space where you're looking and saying, well, oh, my want is to make as much money as possible, which is the want from every developer who's making a game. You want to make as much money that you can make revenue on your product. Do you get that upfront money? Do you get that on the back end by just hoping that you're going to get revenue from the game sales? That's a discussion that has been had for the existence of video game production, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I come back to is say, are those we're not in a space where Game Pass is mandatory, from what I've heard from any developer who's joining the service or joining the process. So you can't necessarily say that Xbox is the big bad demon in the way that it's like it's predatory in those ways. I don't believe it is. Unless, again, we've heard from probably maybe in the time that Game Pass has existed, we've seen maybe a handful of folks who have been behind the scenes who are no longer behind the scenes bring up these points of conjecture for it. And we've not seen that many developers come out against Game Pass as a process, right? We're still fairly new in the whole process of making Game Pass a service. And we still haven't proven out if it's bad or good, if it's had a net negative or net positive in the ways that it has. So I think these are really good and smart people who are talking about the process from having seen it, from having that future facing understanding of the way the industry works and understanding how things are moving. But also we wind up kind of over indexing on some of these moments because none of us can call it. Michael framed it perfectly by being like, we're not in the back rooms making those deals and making those conversations happen.
Yep.
So I would prefer to hear, because again, I rock with Pete and I rock with Shannon's assessments here because I know that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, so essentially, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, obviously, with you guys. I think it's fair to have these assumptions, and also like these comments are pretty fair as to, whether or not Game Pass is hurting the developers. This is a conversation I feel like they would have had at the inception, at the conception of Netflix, right? The video movie streaming platforms, right? This wasn't here. This would have been. This was the kind of stuff they were talking about back when Netflix started, like how they're gonna make money off of it, how TV shows and movies are gonna make money off of it, and stuff like that. So, because you would make a lot more money by showing it at movies, but putting that on a streaming platform for people to see, how much more money you're gonna make with that. So that kind of stuff would have been um, the center of the conversations back in the day. I wasn't part of any of these, and I still don't know how everything works. So I'm just commenting as a spectator. But they seem to have figured it out at this point. Even though we're seeing the division of streaming services, and you know, it's not just Netflix anymore. It's got Disney Plus, Prime, and or HBO Max, and everything now adding up to be a total massive bill again. It kind of defeats the purpose of streaming, movie streaming. So that's a whole separate issue. But my point is, all these streaming services have kind of seemed to have figured out how to be successful, having movies and TV shows on streaming platforms and make money off of it. And I don't know if the same would be true for games. This is probably why PlayStation Plus has taken a different approach as to what Game Pass is doing. Game Pass is focusing on doing heavy hitters, game like day one releases, like getting Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on Game Pass on day one is massive. Like, that's a massive game. So people who's got Game Pass will have that game, which is crazy. All these new games like Indiana Jones: The Great Circle dropped on Game Pass on day one, I think, and the Oblivion remaster dropped on day one. It's pretty crazy, like how many of these games are actually dropping on day one. I just don't think it makes sense in the long run, like they were saying, because if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you're not paying a cent more to get these games. You're just getting them on day one, and you have access, which is fantastic for you as a player. Yeah, absolutely. But it does beg the question: how are devs making money off of it? If you got this whole big game that you worked on, and it drops on day one Game Pass, who's gonna buy it? If you really want it on Steam, you can get it on Steam. You can buy it on Steam or any other platform. You can even buy it on Xbox, Xbox Live PC platform. You can do it, or Microsoft Store. But if you got Game Pass, which is like what, $23 a month, and if you already have it, you're probably not gonna get it. Like, you're just gonna play it. Like, why would you, unless you're a collector? So it does beg the question as to where this is going and where this is ending, because Xbox, Microsoft seem to be doubling down on Game Pass a lot now, especially with announcing all these like big games coming to Game Pass on day one, and which is, even though it's fantastic, and a lot of people probably gonna end up with Xbox Game Pass because of all these big games coming to Game Pass on day one. But how sustainable it is still up in the air. That's still a question that people will need to answer, I guess. Like that guy was saying in the conversation, if is it a matter of developers getting paid up front for this, or is it based on how the game performs on Game Pass and then get paid afterwards, or is it a mix of both? We just don't know. We just spectators trying to look into, like, trying to peek inside from outside. Like, we just don't know. We purely just speculating and talking about this, and I don't even have enough knowledge on the matter either. So it's it's interesting. It is interesting. It at a glance, game streaming services like not streaming but like platforms like Game Pass and PS Plus, although it's a little bit different. PS Plus Extra works a little bit differently, but yeah, game services like Xbox Game Pass is fantastic for players and it saves a lot of money for players. But does it still make enough money for game developers so they can keep making good games? If they're losing money from this, which I'm pretty sure Xbox is currently with what they're doing with Game Pass, they got to be losing money on this. I think they're doubling down on it because eventually they're gonna put up the Game Pass prices and suck people into that ecosystem and just lock them in and then increase prices. I think that's their strategy with Game Pass. But if you're on PC, like you already have awesome discounts on these games, not on day one, but you normally get awesome discounts on PC games. So most people don't have a reason to stick to Game Pass unless you're on console. So that's why they're trying to extend this to like beyond PC and Xbox and to other platforms if possible. With handhelds, including Game Pass now, with with ROG Ally handheld they're releasing. Um, it will be interesting if they end up on PC or PlayStation as well. Imagine having a Game Pass subscription available on PlayStation. That would be wild. But PlayStation Plus is not doing the same thing though. I don't think they will. I'm just kidding because they do have a PlayStation Plus, which is doing things differently. Instead of putting day one releases on PlayStation Plus, they're waiting. They're releasing the games normally and then putting them on PlayStation Plus like a year later, which I think is better for both developers and the gamers. If you really want to play a new game on day one, you're gonna buy it and play it. I think that is fair. That's a fair ask. It's a new game. You should pay for it. But if you want to wait to play it for free or on the subscription or you know pay less for it, just wait for a discount and buy it, or just wait for it to drop on PlayStation Plus. I think that's a fair expectation to maintain for both gamers and for developers as well. So I just don't know where this is going. This is a very interesting topic. I have talked about this numerous times previously in my previous streams and also like in videos that I have done on YouTube. But it seems to be just keeps going, and like people seems to be getting more and more concerned about the issue because it seems to be going in a direction that's just doesn't seem to have a very healthy ending. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Anyway, that's that. And lastly, oh shit, I wanted to talk about this little game that that's popped up in my radar because it is a game that has come from a very unlikely place, and I thought it's worth bringing up and worth talking about because it looks very interesting and it looks very cool, to be honest. And I just really wanted to talk about it. Before I do that, I'll just bring it up. I'll just bring it up so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, sorry. So this game is called Song of Kings. Okay, it's a game that is coming from a little island called Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, for those who don't know, is where I'm from. I'm from Sri Lanka. I live in Melbourne. I came to Melbourne when I was like 13, and I grew up here. That's why I have a kind of a weird accent. It's not Aussie. It's not Sri Lankan. It's kind of mixed accent. So this is very interesting because Sri Lanka is not known to have games coming out of it. We did there are a few games that they have made in Sri Lanka, which is not like crazy detailed or like not at an international level, right? There were some attempts at making games, but they weren't. I wouldn't say they were huge successes. However, however, this is a game. This is a game now is available to be wishlisted on Steam, and if the rumors are true, this is going to be shown on Tokyo Game Show in next month or something. When is the Tokyo Game Show? I think it's like next month, right? So it's coming to it's going to be on PC. It's probably hopefully comes to consoles as well. I would be awesome if it does. It needs to get a little bit more attention, I think. I checked out the trailer. There's an announcement trailer for it, and there's some gameplay snippets on Steam, which I will show you in a minute. And then we'll talk about it. So I think it's very interesting. I think this is probably the first game coming out of Sri Lanka that is able to kind of compete at an international level. It's not it's got its like own thing going on for sure, but it looks pretty good. It looks like it plays really well, and it's got like a Sri Lankan identity to it, which I really love. I freaking love it. They're really tapping into the history of Sri Lanka, which I think is amazing, but with a little twist on it. So I want to talk about that, but before that, let's check out the trailer together because it is amazing. All right. All right. Oh, let's put this up. So it's done. It's done by this publishing game development company called Mogo Games. That's based in Sri Lanka, which is amazing. Kudos to you guys. Very loud. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're wondering why they have like weird faces, I'll explain that to you in a minute. Where that's the inspiration for those weird facial design comes from, and also I have to note this: they're not going for the realism in this game. They've taken a very artistic approach to the game, which I think is fantastic. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So we've got a mom trying to escape with a baby from soldiers. Is she gonna make it? I love the sound. I love the music. The music hits the spot, dude. Okay, the boy goes and escapes to somewhere. We don't know where. That's a mystery. And it's that boy now grown up a little bit. Oh, that's so cute. That's very cute. traditional clothing. That's cool. Yeah, so that's the announcement trailer for this game. So I'll open up the Steam page because this is on Steam and you can wishlist it right now. And the description on the page is Song of Kings is a narrative platformer inspired by Sri Lankan myth. A Yaksha boy, I'll get to that in a minute, captured by humans, must escape a ruthless king, guided by his grandfather's spirit and armed with a mystical flute. He uncovers his heritage and fights to return to his people. So that is the short description, and it is essentially seems to be a linear adventure narration game. And there's a snippet of like here as well that I will show you. As you can see, it's like a little platformer. Yeah. So it seems to be like a whoa. Whoa, where is this going? Okay. Hang on a second. Yeah. It's keep playing for some reason. Anyway. Um So yeah, it seems to be a platformer, like a 3D platformer, and there is like a little bit more context to what the game is here as well. It says, "Song of Kings is a puzzle platformer inspired by Sri Lankan mythology. You play as a Yakshira, a young demon child taken from his homeland and trapped in a kingdom ruled by a ruthless king. Guided by the soul of his grandfather and armed with a magical flute, he must outwit enemies, solve ancient puzzles, and uncover the truth about his past. Travel through mystical forests, ruined temples, dungeons, and human settlements, each filled with secrets, dangers, and forgotten stories. Play the flute. The flute is more than an instrument, it's the key to your journey. Hidden melodies lie in the world around you, and each one reveals paths, awakens secrets, and uncovers fragments of the past. Stay alert, guards, creatures, and shadowy forces will stand in your way, each reacting to your presence and the sounds you create. Observe your surroundings, use the environment to your advantage, and find a way forward. From vibrant Yaksha villages to towering castles and ancient jungle temples, explore a world steeped in folklore and mystery. Keep your journal close, it records the discoveries, places, and stories you uncover. Can you guide Yakshira back to his homeland, or will the kingdom's darkness consume him? The Song of Kings has begun. So, um, essentially, um, this if you go back like over 2,000 years of history of Sri Lanka, there's a certain beginning to where kind of recorded history begin. I mean, kind of recorded is a very broad term here. Essentially, like the history of like the modern day Sri Lanka. Not when I say modern, how do I explain this? This is 2,000 years of history, dude. Um, you go back 2,000 years, and that's kind of when this king uh, gets ousted from India, and he comes to Sri Lanka and he marries into a tribal woman called Kuweni, and Kuweni is from a tribe called Yaksha. We had like uh, three main tribes in Sri Lanka before this king arrived from India, right? And so before like that kind of recorded and famous history began, there was an unrecorded history of Sri Lanka which consisted of three major tribes, which is Yaksha, Naga, and Deva. So it essentially means like Yaksha means like devil, I guess, or like demon tribe, and Naga means like cobra tribe, cobra or snake tribe. I'm roughly translating it, but then Deva is like god tribe. It's like a very rough translation. I don't even think it means that, but essentially you had that, right? And even to this day, if you like go to like Sri Lanka, you'll see uh, like these yaksha like masks, right? And they're like pretty much everywhere. It's like a very symbolic thing for um, very symbolic thing of Sri Lanka, right? You get exposed to these kind of like yaksha, like raksha masks, right? And those faces that you saw on the game is pretty much inspired by like these yaksha masks, right? And you can see them in the form of like these wood carvings, and like that's what you see them normally as. Like, hang on, let me try to show you properly. So yeah, so these wood carvings is kind of what you normally see everywhere in Sri Lanka, right? And then you see like, you know, variations of it. Essentially, it's not like one and the same, but it's kind of like that design language that you use for this yaksha mask is very much a Sri Lankan art identity thing, and that's very obviously is what inspiring the the faces of those characters in the game, which I think is pretty cool because it's representing the Yaksha tribe, and these are, you know, as they said in this the Steam thing, it says it's inspired by, it's a Yaksha boy, right? So as you can see, it's like very inspired by that whole Yaksha thing. Even the logo has that similar design language, which is pretty cool, and it's essentially based on those Yaksha tribes and the Yaksha people, and then you play as a little Yaksha boy, right? Which is so cool, and I am really keen to see more of it. And as a game that's coming out of Sri Lanka, and for the first time, getting, well, hopefully getting international attention to a game coming from Sri Lanka, I really want to hype it up, and I want to see more from them, more of the game, see more of it. I want to see it improve. I don't know when it's dropping. I don't think it has a release date as of yet. It just says coming soon. Um, yeah, I just want to see like this game go places, man, because I think you know, platformers like this is the way to go, because we did have in Sri Lanka, I had a few games released that is also, some of them were based on history, but it just didn't really go to international level. But this has the potential. This is being unveiled in Tokyo Game Show, which could also potentially lead to garnering more attention towards the game and eventually have a following, which would be amazing. But yeah, we never know if the game's gonna do well until we get our hands on it. So I have wishlisted it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it when it finally comes out. But for now, I'm gonna keep my eye on it and see where this goes, because it's very exciting. And I have talked about, you know, how Asian game developers are making an appearance in the wider gaming industry now. I mean, other than Japan has always been in the show with Nintendo and all that. But other game developers like Chinese developers and Korean developers are making comeback. Even India is entering the scene, and it's very exciting to see a little tropical island right next to India is also trying, and being seen in the international stage. And I wanna see how far they go with it, and I wanna hype up. And if you check it out, and if you have any thoughts, just let me know, because I would love to talk about it. And Mogo Games, dudes, you guys are doing great. So keep it up, and I just wanna hype it, and give, and hopefully see this game do really well. That's what I hope. But I would like to see how well it goes, and then we can talk about it more. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think Sri Lanka has a lot of history that can translate really well into gaming worlds that hasn't been tapped into in any way. Even with this one, this is like a prehistoric, not prehistoric, but like um, it's well before what we know to be Sri Lanka's history, like recorded history. So it's got a lot of like wiggle room to change up uh, the story they've been told. It can take a lot of liberties in it, which is fantastic. I think that's the way to go because um, as Asians are, like you can be very sensitive towards like historical approaches in anything, and inaccurate historical um, representations can be um, can go down very heavily with people, and you know people can call you out for it. So I think choosing a setting like this where you can take a lot of liberties with, which is fantastic, and I think that's the right call to make. But having said that, we do have like we had like I said 2000 years of history where we had a lot of kings and all that. A lot of things have happened. We can talk about all that, and hopefully eventually we would see these kind of game developers actually getting into the gaming space more, and being funded more, and being able to make the games that with stories that they want to tell based on history, which will be cool. I mean, imagine like an Assassin's Creed type game based in historic Sri Lanka, which would be amazing. I would play the hell out of that, dude. But yeah, I can only hope that it happens in my lifetime because I would I would I would personally get involved and make it happen. You know, that's how passionate I am about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the game. I think it looks fantastic. I think the art style is pretty cool. As a 3D platform, it can work really well. It's got real potential. So we'll see how it goes, right? We'll see how it goes. Um, all right. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about with you guys today. So I think for the rest of the stream, we're going to go back to Battlefield 2042. Um, as you know, we've been doing Battlefield 2042 for every stream because we want to unlock all the free loot from Battlefield 2042 for Battlefield 6, which is interesting because I haven't played Battlefield 2042 like at all. I played it when it first came out, but it was so bad I just gave up on it and I never played it. So the fact that now I'm playing it just for the sake of Battlefield 6 is kind of funny, but we're doing it. We're doing it. Let me just update the chat, the stream information. So 2042 Battlefield 2042. All right, unlocking. All right, I have just and let's just go to gameplay. Hopefully it works. Gameplay, come on, come on. Where is it? All right, we're back, baby. What have we got on store? Season 4 tribute. 11th hour. What is this? Oh, cool. Claim. Claim some weapon skin. Owned. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is the free pass I was talking about. I'm still on like page 2. I still got like a lot more to go, obviously. So each page has a Battlefield 6 reward. So I have unlocked this little weapons cosmetic item, Battlefield 6 cosmetic item, which is cool. This is ending in 20 days when I guess when Battlefield 6 launches, so you have until then to unlock it. So my plan is to unlock pretty much all the Battlefield 6 rewards before Battlefield 6 launches, so we can have this in that game. I mean, you can tell I'm kind of obsessed with Battlefield, so it's okay. It's okay. I know it myself too, so no judgment. Don't judge me. Anyway, let's get back and play some Conquest. Let's play some Conquest, dude. Conquest. That's not working. Oh, there you go. E.
Majority of sectors under enemy control.
Oh man, we're getting our ass handed to us. That's not fun. Well, we're not gonna win this, but
Sector Echo is ours.
whoa,
Russian troops have entered one of our objectives.
damn. They come from this way? Okay, we go this way. We got like 2 objectives now.
Troops and material are almost gone.
I'm reloading! Throwing grenade!
Alright, it's down. What the heck put a jammer? Okay.
Sector Delta has been conquered by the enemy.
Wrong loan! Northwest!
Oh. Chaos, man.
You are overwhelmed. We must take our losses and retreat while we still can.
Will. It's not my fault. I tried my best. It's very low. Why is it very low? Jeez. Need to adjust it. Okay. Might need to adjust the sound here because, god damn, that is very
Let's go.
it's better. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Start a fresh game and see how we go. Oh, by the way, I unlocked AK-55C. AK-5C. Jeez, what am I saying? It's a good gun, dude. I'm loving this gun. It's got a cool skin too, which is cool. Which is cool, you know. Cool. It's very cool. I think I like this one more. Night operations. Come on, get into a game. Sometimes it gets into a game very quickly. Back grenade, smoke, concussion. Smoke. C5. Bro, I was taking so long. No one playing this game. This had a lot of servers up, a lot of players up yesterday when I played it. A lot of people have gone back to 2042 because of this Road to Battlefield 6, you know. It's cool that this has been updated to that. It's cool. This game is still kind of shit though, not gonna lie. Oh my god. Let's try again. Yep, that's it. That's it. Oh. Only 30 people in the lobby. It's a quiet day, isn't it? That's cool. What's up? Gotta check out
Don't get in my way. And try to keep up.
can't hear anything you're saying, bro.
Russian forces penetrated Egyptian airspace and is bound for an agricultural research facility in the eastern desert. Given the global famine, I don't have to oversell its importance. Be aware, the area is divided by a large barrier limiting mobility. Coordination will be key to the mission's success. Gear up and get ready to move.
Yeah. This is a very interesting map because it's got like one bottleneck over here.
Move out there!
Friendly, targeting Alpha 1.
Alpha 1 was just taken by us.
I need to... Never mind! Fuck! Could use a pickup!
Sector Bravo has been secured.
Oh. How the fuck? Bro, these guys are
The
quick.
initiative is ours. We've secured more sectors than them. We are securing Alpha 2. Contact
Oh,
confirmed.
shit.
Enemy forces engaged.
Oh, I don't know where that came
Enemy
from.
casualties
Jeez.
reported. We're off to a good start. Taking Sector Alpha.
Danger! 60 meters away from your position. Begin the attack.
Good luck, squad leader.
All right.
Enemy vehicle destroyed. Right side.
All right.
Danger mark. Around 60 meters from your position.
Things are looking up, troops. We control more sectors than the hostiles.
Holy shit.
Bravo 1 lost. Move to secure.
We must take the objective. Watch for work.
Got Sector Bravo. We are engaging at Bravo 1.
Now attack.
Watching your progress.
Ahead of us.
Keep it steady, bro.
Danger located.
Wow. This guy's all over the place. Come on.
The enemy is moving on Alpha 1.
Marking threat. 300 meters. Marking hostile. Tango marked. Shit! Damn it!
Oh, you're good.
Situation.
Our task force is not in position. Russian forces are already securing objectives.
Just took Sector Delta.
Tango on my mark. 70 meters away from your position. Marking the hostile. Hostile located. Look out! Around 90 meters from your position. One of their soldiers! Enemy soldier mark.
Our attack on Bravo 1 is underway.
Tango marked. 110 meters.
Yes.
Thanks. We're taking damage!
I got Sector Alpha. We are initiating an attack on Bravo 1.
Check the objective!
Good luck, squad leader.
Marking the whole side.
Alpha 1.
Look out!
The enemy has secured more sectors than we have. Remember your orders.
Tango on my mark.
Just secured Sector Alpha.
I need pickup. Enemy soldier.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. That was a good run, though. What the fuck?
Our strategy isn't working. They now control more
Enemy
sectors
helo
than us.
sighted. 200 meters. We must take the objective.
I'm taking significant casualties.
Now attack.
Allied troops targeting Bravo
All right.
1.
Grenade! Pop!
Sector Bravo is in our hands. Hostiles attacking Bravo 1. Conquered more sectors than they have. Keep going.
Marking danger.
Bro.
Secured Sector Delta.
Hostile tank running! 50 meters from me! Our forces have taken more sectors than the enemy. This is how we defeat them.
Sorry, ignore. I need transport deployed on my marker.
We'll go. The vehicle's on its way.
Tango marked. 90 meters from my position.
Hostiles control Sector Alpha.
Need to take that objective.
We'll monitor from here. Sector Delta was just taken by our forces. Allies attacking Alpha 2.
Men down! They hurt bad!
We have majority control of the sectors.
Friendly down!
Oh, fuck. No. Fuck. Come on.
Now attack!
We're rooting for you. We've secured Sector Charlie. We are securing Alpha 2. Ready to deliver supplies. We control more sectors than they do. Make sure you defend our positions. Captured Objective Alpha 1. They now control Sector Delta.
Begin the attack!
Keep us updated.
Enemy soldier! East! Threat neutralized! Take your distance! Don't try to help!
Bro, he's right there. Jeez.
I don't need assistance! Somebody! Help!
Are you coming?
Hostiles just took Sector Bravo. Russians have control of most
Many
sectors.
thanks! Engage! Attack!
Watching your progress.
Man down!
Oh.
Face you off!
Wow. Okay. He's good. He's good.
Our troops have seized Sector Bravo.
40 meters from my position.
Battle
Now
outcome
attack!
looks promising. We control the majority of sectors.
Whew. Crazy. Oh, so close. Oh shit.
We must defend that objective.
Keep you informed.
We don't control Alpha 2 anymore.
If we don't conquer more sectors than them, we'll be defeated here.
Friendly is hurt!
We had started an attack on Alpha 2.
We must take the objective!
We're with you, squad leader. We only have half our resources left.
Tango on
Make
my
them
mark.
count.
90 meters away from my position.
Sector Alpha under
Hostile.
control.
What was that?
Help me get up!
Okay. Oh, thank you. Nice.
Yes, thank you! Deepen our objective!
Careful out there.
Tango, sighted! Hostile evaded!
Hostiles are trying to seize one of our objectives. Majority of sectors under our control.
Ah. Damn it. Damn it. Come on, get it back. Get it back.
Alpha 2 is
Supplies
no
over
longer
here.
secure.
Our enemy just secured Sector Charlie. We have begun our attack on Alpha 2.
Enemy soldier mark! Around 90 meters from my position!
Sector Alpha now
Marking
secure.
hostile!
Tango on my mark.
Where the fuck are these guys coming from?
Marking objective to defend!
Watching your progress.
Hostile vehicle spotted, 50 meters away from my position.
Dude, Jesus Christ. Damn.
Threat
Okay.
neutralized! Threat marked!
Hostiles are attacking Alpha 2.
The initiative is ours. We've secured more sectors than them.
Enemies are 30 meters.
Okay, okay. God damn.
Need to take that objective!
Good luck, squad leader.
Good, thanks!
was exposed way too much. Damn. Okay, I think that was the end of my run. Damn. That was actually quite good. That was a pretty good run. Nice.
Enemy soldier!
Charlie 1 was just secured by us.
Stay alert.
Attack that
Our
objective!
troops have secured more sectors than the hostiles.
We must push the Russians off those objectives.
They've captured Sector Bravo.
Damn it.
Check the objective!
We're rooting for you.
Come on, come on. We're so close, dude. Come on.
Now control
Yeah.
Sector Bravo. Russians are attacking one of our objectives.
We control more sectors than the enemy, but this battle is far from over.
Threat marked! Near me! Marking threat!
The Russians have Sector Charlie.
Okay.
Threat here! 60 meters away from my position! Reloading!
Okay, okay, we're good.
We've conquered more sectors than they have. Keep going.
Defend the objective!
Watching your progress.
Transport drop requested! Position marked!
active.
Careful out there. Charlie 2 needs attention. One drop ready for your call. Sector Delta.
Shit. Oh damn. Yeah, this is a shit weapon.
Have to reload!
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotta go assault, man. Hey, we might have a chance, you know. We might just have a chance.
Sector Delta is under our control.
Marking enemy tank!
Ah. Oh, damn.
Hold the line here!
Watching your progress.
Target hit!
An objective is no longer secure. They don't have much left. Keep pushing. Russian forces captured an objective. Assault on Alpha 1 begun by our forces.
What's here?
Take it, Sector Charlie.
Move in, take the point!
Keep us updated.
Eyes on a hostile tank! Tango, ground troop! 70 meters up from me!
Damn. What? How did they?
Enemy spotted! Northwest!
We're good, we're good. Man, that is so close.
Objective captured.
We just secured Sector Alpha. We hold more sectors than the hostiles.
You need to hold the objective!
We're with you, squad leader.
Secure the target!
We'll move.
Ah,
Good work, Notepads. That was a hell of a fight.
that was so close. Yeah, second. Cool. Battle Pass reward. Oh, nice. I have unlocked some cool stuff. Very good, very good. Did we make any progress? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We made some progress. Hey. Thanks, Maya. Thanks for the thanks for your lovely comments. Oh, we'll update this. Oh, haven't got a. This is a new one, isn't it? Yeah, like that. Ah, skins. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. What else did we get? You gonna look at any new guns? Nah. No. Oh, this gun. Nah, we already seen that one. This gun is actually pretty good. I like it. Vehicles. Vehicles, I haven't customized them at all. I haven't cared to do that. I have only one skin anyway, so who's gonna care, man? Nobody's gonna care. Anyways, just gonna say I have unlocked some stuff here. Got a light grip, which is fantastic. Yeah, we got all that. Oh, we had a subsonic magazine. Range is shit on this though. Add that in. Okay, let's start. We don't have a lot of time, so let's just give a team deathmatch. And oh wow, okay, that didn't take long. Battle of the Bulge. That's a funny name. Battle of the Bulge. Okay. Combat.
to the enemy. We searched ahead of the enemy. We now control the battle.
Bro's dead. Bruh, you just dropped. That was weird.
Parking hot zone, near me.
Oh, fuck. I look right there. That was so stupid. That was very so bad.
Contact! Near me!
Found a hostile. Tango's marked. Northwest.
Stay alert here! Contact!
Entry on the ground. Tango spotted. Northwest. Contact marked.
Yankee! Hostile down!
Enemy fire team. 40 meters from you.
Throwing grenade!
Oh. Damn.
Friendly down! Men down! They hurt bad! Menace pas! Run it out! Hostile fire team! 60 meters away from my position! Got one! Enemy soldier there! Taking casualty! Enemy infantry there! Not yet, Angel. You promised me an upgrade to my wings. Release down! Got one! Cover me! I'm reloading!
We have a man down!
Grenade on the way! Launching grenade! Reloading, cover me!
Tango close. Look out! 90 meters from my position! Coastal enemy! Danger located! 70 meters from my position!
Okay.
Tango marked!
Look out!
Look for enemies! Reloading! Danger marked! Near me!
Triangle's marked! South!
Help me get up!
Enemy contact!
Ah.
Enemy spotted! About 40 meters from there.
Teammate is fucked! Yes, thank you. Thank you much.
Friendly soldiers!
Reloading!
1 second! Oh, that was too close! Get it fast, like this! Соблюдайте дистанцию! Не пытайтесь помочь!
Medic!
There is little time left. We need to adjust tactics quick.
Oh,
No much time left.
so close.
Hostile mark! 4 meters away from me.
Lost a friendly. Marking a hostile. Grenade! Punch!
Damn it. Whew. Okay. Luck of the Irish. Cool. Okay, well. What do we unlock? Legendary Boris specialist set. Yeah. Damn. Equip laser sight. Yeah, I would like some laser sight. Cool.
Let's make some trouble.
Eee, so close. Haven't unlocked it though. Damn. Okay. Well, that's all the time I have for today. So we shall see you again on Saturday. Saturday I'll be doing the game news and just chatting. So please tune in. If you enjoyed my gaming news segment, we'll be doing that together. If you wanna, tune into what I get up to and all that, and just chat and vibe together, we can join our Discord so we can hang out. Yeah, I'll see you in my next stream on Saturday. Until then, have a good one. Bye bye.
The underdog's walking off. Baby! Thanks for hanging out for laughs, memes, and gaining clout. Even if I tripped, lost, or failed, you stuck around and that prevailed. We checked trailers, spilled the tea, mispronounced a game or three. Call of Duty fails, oh that's me. But the chat laughed along, pure victory. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage.
Attention chat, Jaybeazt is officially signing off. You may try to explain the plot of a game he hasn't played, argue with NPCs about story choices, or get stuck in the tutorial forever. And if someone says something wild in chat, he might go,
Oh mate, don't say that! Thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe. But thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe.